quick.
Do you remember your first birthday?
Of course I do. Put it away, Robert. Yes, I don't know my first birthday. Not my first one, I don't know, but I know my 7th.
What happened?
I know my 7th birthday. And I remember my mother in that little room, and she had all the tables set. I remember it. And of course there was no things like cakes and candles, you know, but biscuits and that and all the way around. And Annie was there, Annie and Betty and Ali and all them was down. And they all sung to me. I always remember it, you know. I always remember it.
What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory is 7.
No, anything.
My earliest memory is when I was 3. And my mother and father, there were people that used to always go on the boats, you know. And she went to Belgium and she took me with her because I was the youngest one. And I remember what I had on. I had a little fur coat on. Little tiny fur coat and a hat to match. And we got in this Belgian restaurant. And she says, are you going to sing for these people? Because I was always singing. And they put me on a table. I always remember it. I was stood on this table and I was singing my heart out.
At 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
I always remember it. I was 3 years of age now.
What do you remember about the war?
Oh, I remember lots about the war. I've got a memory that I'll never forget. Feel this.
You've got a memory that you'll never forget? Yeah.
What is this?
That's a lump on your head.
Yeah. But how did I get here?
I don't know.
I'll tell you now. I was sat on a train coming from... where did I come from now? I can't remember the place in Dutch. Anyway, I was coming from somewhere, and the old-fashioned...
You have a biscuit, Dad?
Paul, give him one of those nice biscuits out of the tin. Paul?
Where's his card?
Paul?
Outside. The car's outside still.
No, where?
And the old...
Right outside the door.
Can't be because there's
Oh, never mind, moaning. Give him a biscuit
She's
out
telling
there.
me. Tell me about the train.
It was on the train. You know, the old-fashioned trains that used to have, you come in and you went out there. You know, there was no way of in ways. You went in one way and out the other. And the top, it was from string, you know, where they put the cases. It was all made of like a string, you know. And these 3 Germans sat in front of us here, and me and Jan's sister and his sister sat here. Zwolle, we come from Zwolle, we were working there for the Germans. Anyway, it came to a stop, and he stood up to get his rifle. Yeah, and I looked up, and as I looked up, the rifle fell on my head. 1943 this was, and it's never gone.
Did he say sorry?
Oh yeah, he did. He was very, very...
Apologetic?
Yeah, very. But that's ever since 43, that's never gone, it never goes.
What did you do for the Germans?
Washing in a great big tub, and thinging, scrubbing all the day, potato peeling. Yeah, I've done a lot for Robert in my life.
What was the worst thing that you had to do?
The worst thing I've ever had, I was pinching potatoes. And, pinching.
Stealing?
Yeah, well, in other words, because I was all hungry.
Yeah.
And this horse and cart had come to this pub to bring the potatoes with big bags, you know. And I went in there and I pulled it open and pulled the potatoes out in my bag. He spotted me.
Who?
The German. He said, anyway, they took me in a house, in a place somewhere, and I had to peel potatoes all day.
Did you get paid for this work?
No, you're joking, aren't you?
Don't get it for nothing.
Wow.
I used to go and meet my father. My father used to be on the ship in the Zornhaven. And he said, now if you come this morning, very early, he says, if you come very early, he says, I'll bring you some, I'll give you some potatoes. Bring a little back with you. So I did. Anyway, I went with my bag. I had to be careful, or the Germans didn't see it. Because my father had to come up the step on the side of the wall to give it to me. And they give it me now. I said, hurry up back home now. I didn't get very far. And this German, behind your back, potatoes. Got him from what to tell him. He says, give me half and you're all right.
Really? What was your dad doing on the ship?
Working on ships.
Yeah, what?
He was a shipsman. I used to go with him to Zwolle and Marken and places and back again and back to Germany and back, you know. They all worked on ships. Yeah, I remember that. It was about 6 o'clock when I went. We were a little back.
In the morning?
And then our Joop was picked up by the Germans. We didn't see him for a few days.
Your youngest brother?
But
You should write a book about
and
it.
I was just going out to school, and I heard somebody shout at me, Maria, Maria. When I looked at our Joop, he was hiding from the Germans. He says, will you go and ask Mum to make me a few sandwiches? So sandwiches for Tom to get. And I went home and told my mum, I'd seen Joop. He's out on the back there. Anyway, she did her best. And I went back and off he went. Then the next time I saw him again, he sat in a car, in a German car, opening tell Mama, he was picked up. That's when he went to Auschwitz.
Why was he picked up?
Well, what he was doing in there, I don't know. He picked all the young fellas up.
But what was he doing that made him get picked
He
up?
went to Germany and Austria.
No, but what was he doing? Was he in the resistance or?
No, he. I don't actually know what he did, but I know he was picked up. And
Who else? Which other of your family went to Auschwitz?
Pete, my brother Pete, and my headmaster. The master was on my paper in there. He went in as well,
The Germans.
and he was picked up because we used to sing our Dutch anthem in the morning.
Yeah, and he didn't like, and they didn't
The
like it.
Helmers van Nassau, and he spotted us, and because he did that, he was picked up. My mother was cheeky, I sat in the tram once with my mum, and the Germans was handing leaflets out, Don't know what was on it, it must have been something. And he gave one to my mother, she threw it on the floor. I thought that's the worst thing she could have done. She took the identity card off her,
Oh wow!
that she couldn't come out.
Out of the house.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds bad.
My father was a shame. Because when it used to bomb us very heavy, and this woman run into our house with 10 kids. And my father was always mind. It was to mind all, everybody.
How long were they there for?
Eh?
How long were they with you for?
Only for the daylight. They run in with fright. Because and they used to bomb us, They, especially at night, they used to throw these great big balls out, the light bulbs,
Yeah.
So that they knew where they were, And we knew if they threw it near us, we knew they was near us.
Do you think your house is still where it was?
Yeah.
Is it still there, your house?
No, it's gone.
Where's your car, Robert?
It's still outside.
Sit
Dad.
outside, Paul. Stop
Outside
worrying about
where?
The house.
There's a wagon here with big wheels on it. There's a
Sounds
car
mad,
next
eh?
to it. So,
I've been through a lot of it. Little do you know. Lot in my life.
You have, and you're 91 now.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
No. I don't. Well, I do think of it, but I think of it on the day, like when I was 91. But I don't usually think of it, I think to myself, well, God's been good to me, and He's let me live a bit longer.
Exactly. Let's hope I live that long.
Eh?
I say, let's hope I live that long.